Exeter Riders here already, waiting there. Andy JSA Tractors waiting there already. We've got a few already. You must be thinking it's going to be a really interesting stream this week, eh? I guess.
Yeah.
And it will, of course, as it always is. So welcome to Jerry, Flat Cap Cafe Racer, Alex from the Adventure Blue Review, and Nige from Tojj29. We're all here to have a bit of a chat. Good evening, Monkeywood Garage. And everybody else. I'll try and write all these names down as I'm going along here. Now, I'm going to start off this week, because we start off with something that's a bit just anything to get the conversation going. And I've had a few issues with my NT 1100 this week, believe it or not. I've only had it about a year and 4 months, something like that. And it's got issues. Does anybody want to guess what the issues are in the comments? I know you probably know what it is, but...
Operator error.
Pardon?
Operator error?
Yeah, well, it's partly operator error, actually, because the first problem I had... Have we got the comments on the bottom there? Are they working? Let me see.
No.
Yeah, what it was, partly was my fault, but going to work one day this morning, I think it was Friday or Thursday it was, I got up as I normally do and went out to get the bike out of the garage, and the battery was flat. So I tried to kick it to start it up and it wouldn't go. But the CB125 is quite easy to start up. You just got to give it a push in second gear and it comes on, it starts up straight away. Good evening, Peaky. And but the thing is, it normally starts straight away with a flat battery or problems like that, but this time it didn't. And after pushing it 2 or 3 times and me sweating my nuts off in my gear, my helmet, ready to go to work, desperate to get to work, I noticed that the kill switch was on. So, you know, I just didn't really notice it. So what I did, before I'd noticed that, I only noticed that after I decided to get me NT 1100 out of the garage. And you never guess what was wrong with that. That was flat as well.
Oh dear.
And that hasn't been used for 2 weeks. And I thought a battery would last a bit longer than 2 weeks in a bike.
Mine does, Joe. I've left mine for over a month and it starts first time.
Have you got any extras attached to your bikes? I've got a camera system on it. It could be that's actually doing it, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good evening, Steve. Yeah, it could be that actually, camera system, but it's supposed to take no energy when
there's none left.
It's supposed to take nothing.
You haven't got a tracker or anything on it, Joe?
Nah, I can't afford one of them devices. You know, I'll leave them for the BMW guys. You know,
I wonder who installed that, Joe.
It was me. Yeah, as it happened. Yeah, a dodgy wiring job. That's what it was. So yeah, I had to mess about with batteries and jump leads to actually get the 125 going, and then I realised what I did when I tried to start it. But eventually got to work, and what I'm going to have to do is fit a one of these battery devices. You know, the
trickle charger.
The trickle charger things. Yeah, I did have one a long time ago. It didn't work very well, and I haven't got a connection from any of my bikes to go to a charger like that. I know a lot of people have them on directly, don't they? They put them on pretty quick, them things.
Usually dealers will put them on.
I've never seen one on a bike that I've bought. Jerry, is that what you normally do?
All the dealers here put them on the bikes, and when they put them on the showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they leave them on there. They don't take them off when you buy the bike.
Oh, do they? They leave them there. That's a good idea.
Yeah. See, years ago, my old man had an old banger of a car, and the battery kept running flat, and he couldn't find what was wrong with it. I mean, I can't remember what car it was, but he took an old 60 amp electrical switch that I had that was made for your house, and he put it in line with one of the battery leads, and at night when he come out, he just switched the thing off underneath.
I had the same thing on my Austin Healey Sprite.
Yeah.
You just turn it off.
Yeah. So I can send you a 60 amp switch if you want.
Yeah.
That'd be bigger than the bike.
Yeah. It's better safe than sorry, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, that's not a bad idea, that actually, because that's probably a security thing as well. If you put a switch like that on the battery, which I can do no problem, get one big enough, it's like a security device as well, because nobody would be able to nick your bike.
Oh, well, they just pick your bike up and put it under the arm, Joe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wondered about me lead, me actual on my chain on it really.
Did you notice? I was watching one of Nigel's videos, and it has no longer has that brake squeak in it anymore. Why is that, Nige?
Some poor other sod's going to get that now. Although that dealer seems to have a habit of changing brake disc. I mean, as you said, Jerry, you shouldn't be having them changed at 16,000 bloody miles, should you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think whoever was on it was heavy on them brakes all the blooming time.
Must have been cooking them, Nige.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, you only want one of them to warp or whatever, and they got to change the set, haven't they?
Yeah.
Joe, Steve's just said, have you ever done a DCT reset?
No, never ever done a DCT reset. I know you can do it if the gears go out of sync or don't work properly. You can do a DCT reset, and there's a combination of key operations and things you have to do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't remember it, to be honest, but I know you can do it.
I think Steve's got a video. Steve Exeter Rider's got a couple of videos on the reset somewhere.
What does that do then? Does that, like,
Uh,
when it changes gear?
Well, what it is it I think what it does is it resets it for clutch wear and for because it kind of learns your style, how you ride, I believe. And so when you reset it, you're resetting it back to default and whatever. I've done it a couple of times, never noticed any difference. Haven't done it on the NT. I did it on the VFR, on both VFRs actually.
It's not a common thing, is it? Because I've never had that on any of mine. I've had the NC 750 and this one now.
It's probably only needed if you got some, if you feel it's not right, if the gear changes are a bit rough, I would say.
You know, Steve, he's a fountain of information. His latest video to me, and I was just talking about Joe. That's a splendid video that he did on that scooter, the Honda scooter. That was.
And I can agree with everything he says on that. The 354s, it's a beautiful.
Pauser.
Yeah,
that's my bedtime viewing later. That is.
I've not watched it yet, but
it's good.
I kind of like the X ADV, the 750 one, the one with the NC 750X engine.
Yeah.
I think, but it's a hell of a price. A hell of a price.
About 11,000.
I think Steve's making those videos for me. He's talking about the older guys, when we get too old. I appreciate that. He's looking out for me.
Yeah. Well, I had one of them a lot. Good evening, Sick. Welcome to the stream. Don't see Sick very often, but he's there. He's one of our American guys. It's good to see him here.
I'm waiting for Nige to tell me about that new 1250 that,
Oh, yeah. I'd almost forgot about that, Nige. You go somewhere this week, not telling anybody.
Well, I think I'm going to, the next time I change it in a few weeks, I'm going to do exactly the same. I've been to all these BMW dealers around here. You go in, they pull your bike apart, don't they? If there's a tiny little bug splattered on your blooming headlight, and and there's always a tiny little scratch there, your brake squeal or whatever, and they insult you with the price first, don't they? And then they'll come back and maybe give you £100 more, and then you say no, it's still not. Or just let me have a word with the sales manager. And they're in and out of this sales manager's office like a blinking yo-yo. And then they'll come back and say, well, your rear tire is going to need changing in 1,000 miles. Well, yeah, but that's 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need changing now. So I found this GS Rally on through Auto Trader. So I rang the BMW dealer and I said, look, I'm 260 miles away. How do we go about valuing mine? Because obviously you're not going to see it in person. And he said, have you got a smartphone? I said, well, yeah. So who hasn't these days? He said, take a couple of pictures. And I said, look, if you've got a pen in your hand, I'll give you the whole history of when it was serviced, where it was serviced, what mileage, what it's had done. And I'll do close-up photos and I'll do video walk round. And he said, no, just a couple of photos would do. And I said, well, I want you to see it because it is good condition, and I want to get the best price I can for it. So what I don't want to be doing is coming 260 miles to you insult me and give me a bum price on it and then have to drive all the way home, or I come up, agree it, and then I've got to come back in a week's time to pick the bike up. So this was on the Thursday, I think it was. So I did the video, I sent him the photos, and I said,
Yeah.
just give me your best price. So he came back and he actually offered me 500 quid more than the others had anyway. And I said, okay, I'm happy with that price. What does the 1250 come with? He said it's got the 2-year BMW warranty. It's just had a brand new set of tyres and a brand new set of discs and pads all round. And I said, right, what about the servicing? He said it was done a month and a half ago. It's had the big service. So
Oh,
it's had all the valve clearances and that done as well. And but the thing is buying a bike down here, you'll get exactly the same bike up north a lot cheaper. So it was worth going up. I travelled up. Then the next question was, I said, look, are you open bank holiday Monday? To which he said yes. So I travelled up on the Sunday, stayed in the Premier Inn and picked it up on the Monday. But
well,
I mean, they were just so much easier to deal with than down here, and it was all done over the phone, basically.
So you drove all that way to pick up a bike. You didn't buy it before you went there, did you, or did you just sort of ride up and then pay them on when you got there?
No, we did the deal over the phone.
Wow.
They sent me a walk around video with all close up and everything.
Wow.
And say it's less miles than mine. It's 3 years younger.
yeah. It's a 2021, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's the same as Brian's, isn't it? Peaky Biker, isn't that the same year as yours?
yeah. I think it is. I think Bryce. I don't know
Oh,
what year.
did you see Brian's video on his? It was a
Oh,
very good
yeah, with his
testimony.
microphone. I like that microphone.
Oh, he was professional, man, and he did a excellent testimonial. I mean, he did a GS seal of approval.
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
The only thing I don't like with mine, and I think the NTs have got this as well, and they where both of your front orange indicators stay on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
It
I'm
does, yeah.
pretty sure, and I'm sure Andy will tell me in the comments. He just said Bry looks like TMF with that microphone.
Oh,
Oh, I love it. Andy, with that GS911 you've got, can you get rid, because I hate having, it's not so much those orange indicators on all the time on the front, it's the back indicators. They've got the red light, the tail light built into the indicators. And then when you indicate, they just flash orange until you brake. And then the brake lights come on in the indicators as well, and it just drowns out the indicator.
I don't like that.
No, I don't. I just wondered, and I'm sure Andy has changed his. I think he can do that with that GS 911. Hopefully.
Got German Jobbies. Hello, welcome to the stream.
I don't.
Yeah.
Nige, see when you come to sell your bike and you go to your dealers round your place, you know what they're going to say to you? They're going to say, "Oh no, it's not worth as much for that because you bought it from a northern guy."
Yeah, you bought it up north.
Guaranteed good quality up north. Nothing wrong with the bikes up there.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
I expected Nige to get an RT. I really did. I was surprised that you went with I'm not surprised you went with a 1250. I'd have been really disappointed if you went with a 1300 because we'd had to drag you pretty heavy.
Well, of course, when I went into the showroom, there's 1300s everywhere, and all I'm doing in there is insulting them. And the salesman saying we're actually selling loads of them. I said,
Good.
"What that?" I said, "Look
Only
at the
because I can't get a 1250 though.
But again, in the showroom, they had the 1250 GSA and the 1300 GSA side by side. And for me, that 1250, well, like Andy's, it just looks so much nicer than that 1300.
It does.
Did you
I
say
think it sounds better.
Well, they even had the bags on the side of the 1300 GSA, which makes it even wider. And it's massive.
did you say new tyres on Nige?
On mine, yeah, Dunlop Mutants.
I've never heard of
That's,
it. I don't
for-
hear many tyres, but what's a Dunlop Mutant?
Mutants. That's like a cartoon.
I think they're certainly not a 50-50 by a long shot, but
Uh,
I've been impressed with them.
they're not noisy though, are they?
It's funny you mention that because on one road surface when we were riding back, Steve came up and met me halfway.
Uh,
We met up in Cirencester and rode back together from there. But there was one road surface. I thought these are a lot noisier than those road sixes.
yeah. I I think I saw Slobo Lobo on here.
He's here
Yeah.
somewhere. He was
Yes,
here
yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, I think he's over in the comments section. Yeah, I've been giving him a little grief. He bought he brought a Aprilia 660,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering how long it'll take before it destroys that bike.
I mean, we can let the Aprilia slide. It's that bloody man's handbag he's bought that goes round his thigh.
Oh,
I'm getting worried.
Yes,
He's
it's
bought
not.
a handbag.
I think it's to cover up the crack in his butt when he.
I thought he had a nasty scar at first when he was stood up, and then he said, "Stop looking at me butt crack."
You know,
I
I
thought
te-
the sun was
I
shining
tease him
out
a
of it,
lot.
but that was someone else.
I tease him a lot, but he's a good sport about it, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I couldn't when he got to 660, I just couldn't figure him on that because it doesn't seem like his kind of bike.
He said he changed the clock on it and it wouldn't start.
I did give him some helpful hints on how to destroy it if he got tired of it, like parking it on railroad tracks, you know.
No, I said what he wants to do is take it on Southport Beach, where he is. There's a big beach there with sand dunes. That'll soon wreck it.
Yeah.
It'll get bogged down and that sort of stuff. It looks nice. Be a good video though, for sure.
Oh, he's going to make some great videos with that. I look forward to those 660 videos. They're going to be hilarious because his commentary is you never know what he's going to say. So
He's going to end up in his arse more than he does on the bike, I think. But yeah.
but it'll be a good video.
That video I got with the filter in, it's either 6 or 7 dislikes on that one now.
Really?
On the filtering.
So that
Oh,
bloke
you're around everybody?
that bloke who hits dislike on every one of my videos, he's brought his friends with him now.
Oh, he's got a bit of a problem with it. He's got a problem. One of the pins on the ignition coil has snapped off. Hopefully not while he's been riding along.
Did you guys watch old Alan Milliard when he rode the V8 Nemesis video?
Yes, I did.
Man, that thing is loud.
It is, isn't it? But then it's just a couple of pipes. There's no baffles or anything in it, is it?
He's a character, and he doesn't say very much. But how would you like to have him for your neighbor so you could go over there and just pick his brains and stuff?
I know.
Be great.
Be amazing, wouldn't he?
He's an eccentric, but he's absolutely. I was watching one of the videos for him, and he was saying how he made up his own engine for something, didn't he? That great big bike that he's got.
With a V8.
Yeah, I think it might be a V8. Anyway, it's a big one.
Oh, airplane engine.
Yes, and what he did was he said he joined the heads and the blocks together, and he did it with a hacksaw.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever used a hacksaw in their life? It never goes in the direction you want it.
Yeah. I never have a straight cut. Never.
Like that. Spent a lifetime as a Sparky trying to get things square, but
Steve mentioned this is the Flying Milliard. I see Bandit Man UK and Carol made a video with that. It sounds tremendous. It's got one of those Wright engines, airplane engines in it with all the cylinders going all different ways.
Wow.
And it is such a cool thing.
It's just a work of art. It really is. Just absolutely brilliant. I think his son's a mechanic or an engineer as well, isn't he?
I know, but he has to cast a big shadow. If you're the son of the guy and you're really good, you're still way behind Dad.
Oh, incredible, isn't he? Steve just said rotary.
Yeah.
That engine was.
Just amazing. Anyway,
We had a little sad news this week over there. I saw that during the BSB competition in Alton Park, 2 riders got killed.
Two of them, yeah.
Not
And
good.
one of them's like 21 and another one's like 27.
It was a huge pileup.
Yes, it was. I couldn't tell what happened. One looked like one bike slid, crossed, and everybody else just kind of hit him in.
Yeah.
And
It was pretty horrific.
yeah, that was sad.
The cop-
usually those kind of circuits, right now they're doing the Northwest 200 and they're getting ready to do the Isle of Man.
Mhm.
But usually you expect those kind of injuries there, but not at a closed circuit like that.
Bad
See,
stuff
Steve
anyway.
just said he thinks he's probably changed things that too many in each race now.
They did. They mentioned, Lee Johnson mentioned it in his video even before they started. There were so many there that, on the grid. And I don't know, there must have been 30 on the grid.
And these guys are fearless. These guys just go for it, don't they?
When you're 21 years old, it's easy to be fearless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. But sad.
Yeah, when
sad.
you see them all clambering for that position on the first corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
Is Howie out on his ham radio today?
Did you watch that video? That was incredible, wasn't it?
It's like speaking a bloody foreign language.
Well, it's funny because I think it was probably nearly 2 weeks ago, and we were saying about the Cardo and how it's restricted line of sight.
Yeah,
and
right.
then we were trying to find a couple of videos where a couple of people had actually tried it with ham radios. And next thing I get a photo and how he said, "Oh, look, I had a parcel come today." Of course, I mean, it was one of them was so clear, and yet he was hell of a distance away. Hundreds of miles.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a pity they couldn't have some sort of system with using them radio repeaters, the 2 meter repeaters they use for motorbikes and things. Because if you had a legal thing where you could use it for mobile, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? You don't have to have a license for it, but you have to have a license for it.
Yeah, and how he was saying with the ham radio, you have to be licensed, and they do monitor it a lot more. Like he said, if we were sort of spouting half the stuff we spout over the Cardo, we'd be hunted down and locked up.
You wouldn't get a chance to spout it, Nige, because by the time you do your call sign,
or your Charlie Fandango whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
I forgot what I was going to say.
And he remembers them.
He remembers them, yeah. That's the thing.
He remembers not only his, but he remembers the other guys.
Yeah, incredible.
But you have to.
Amazed.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
I give a big thumbs up for that one. That's something unusual.
Oh, that was brilliant. And the first one he spoke to, I think he was quite a young lad, wasn't he? And he's like, I mean, every one of them said it's the first time I've spoke to anybody on the airwaves that was riding around on a blinking motorbike.
And when he signed off, he was signing off saying, "Sign off due to safety concerns." He's very safety conscious, right? I love that.
I think he's got on to something. I think we're going to see a lot more ham radio videos from Howie.
He's
Definite. Here he is.
Yeah.
Howie's just said, "Do your ham radio license and come and join me."
What we need is a few more ham radio motorcyclists. I know there's one in the US. It's called Mac. Not that anybody's subscribed to Mac, but he's a radio ham as well. So whether he's tried anything like that,
You ought to put one of those on your 125, Joe.
I could do. I'd love to. I was looking up the licenses for him. It's only about 40 quid for the license, and the first to get the basic one, 10 watts per hour. It's not too bad, really.
He's got a GS, so you might want to get something a little bit more powerful on the alternator.
I was going to get a big base station on the back in my top box, a big base station, and a big Yagi aerial stuck on the back of my bike, so I can get the signal through. That's what I want.
As soon as you start transmitting, your bike will start losing power.
The only thing I did notice was that big aerial on that radio, and it'd be riding around like a blooming dodging car.
When I was young, I used to have the car radio had one of these things that went from the front of the car all the way to the back. You know, one of
Oh,
these
really?
floppy aerial. I mean, it didn't do anything. It was just
Because we were saying about the old CB radio days as well. Of course, nowhere near the output of these radios that Harry's been using. But no, I mean that was brilliant to see the distance he was talking to people away was incredible.
If nobody is somebody's watching this and it's not subscribed to Howie 702, you ought to go watch it on these. He's got several of the ones on the ham radio, and they're really cool. I was subscribed to him, but some reason I got unsubscribed. I don't know if he kicked me off or what, but I subscribed again.
I've had a few people happen that to me, Jerry, come on and say I've lost the subscription. So it happens
Yeah.
all the time. You know.
Well, mine went down by 8 this week, eight subs, and within 3 days, 7 of them were back.
Yeah.
Steve's come up with a reason why my battery is flat.
Yeah.
I think it's a good reason. I think I've got to get rid of the big base station and reverses thing on the second bike and turn it, put a little one on, little tiny one of the handlebars.
Since Steve's on here, I want to mention to Steve. I know Steve's a big, like I am, a big steam engine guy. I don't know if you guys have watched a channel called Farmer Torque, and he does splendid videos, and he uses drones and everything else. His eye for capturing everything is nobody's any better. And he did one on the railroad system over there for the steam engines. I forgot what the name of it was. Uh, Somerset Railways. And I know Steve's on. If you haven't watched, you ought to watch. That's a really superb. I don't know if you guys ever have ridden on a steam train or not, but they're cool.
There's a steam train up in Brecon. It runs run by enthusiasts. So that runs during the summertime, and it's mobbed.
I think the guy that they call the Farmer Torque, his name's Chris. I think he's an older guy like me. I think he used to race GT3 cars in England. So, but he's a character. You ought to watch him. He's a character.
I've been watching a relatively new channel for me. A guy called Mr. Hughes.
Mr. What?
Hughes. I'll put a link in one of the channels. He's he brings old army vehicles back to life. So it's been chieftains and all kinds of tanks.
All right.
Fascinating watching. It really is. For me, it is anyway. What this guy and his mates have been doing. Absolutely brilliant. I put a link in. Let me go and find it.
He's not the bloke that that the police tried to block in, and he drove over all their cars, is he?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, he had an old, actually, it was an American truck from World War II, and the police stuck their pounder cars one either end of the bridge. So he thought, well, that's not going to stop me, and drove straight over the top of it.
Huh. I see Howie and Steve know the Farmer Torque. That's great, and he kind of lives down in their area, the Somerset Railroad.
Tom said he lives just up the road from him, goes past his house.
He's quite a popular person, isn't he? Everybody knows him. I've never heard of him till about.
I invited him to come over. I wanted him to shoot the one of the Bonneville salt flats, and I was trying desperately to get him to come over and do that because he's just got a great eye for that stuff.
Yeah. Some people have got a knack of making good videos, Jerry.
And some people don't, like me.
And me as well. I include myself in that category. Yeah, we try, but we can't get it as good as what some people do.
Jerry, I've put the guy's name in the chat so you can see him.
I wouldn't have spelled it wrong.
Yeah, I'll put it up there. Mr. Hughes, his name is.
I just see Steve's mentioned Exmoor. Steve, Dorset Rider Steve, he probably have a video coming out soon. He had I think that was, yes, it was Thursday. He went down to Exmoor, stopped overnight, and then had a ride around Exmoor next day, and then came back. I rode part of the way with him on the way, but it was my wife's birthday the next day, so I thought I'm not risking that. I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I'm not
worth
going to
it.
get her hackles up. so we, I rode. I say I rode down with him, but then I came back, so I was there for birthday morning.
Yeah,
How long did it take you to get there, Nige? Was it a long
From
journey?
here, I suppose 2 hours, just over 2.25. Depends, because I mean you can do it a lot quicker, but we like to go the sort of twisty back country laneways, which was
Is
nice.
is new biker on here?
No, not today.
Maybe Peaky Biker would know. Do you know what the status of Hippodrones is?
Hippodromes.
Yeah.
Um, the last I saw, you probably saw it yourself, Jerry, was Angelo put the video up saying, actually, I think Pete put one up himself, didn't he? Saying that his operation had been put back slightly because the emergencies had come in, but he was still hoping to have it done fairly soon. So, oh no,
How
Steve's just said he's had the operation and he's okay. That's good.
how old is he anyway? He's can't be more than 50-ish, right?
We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a shame.
You never know when anything's going to happen like that, do you? It just pops up at any time. Things like
Well,
that, can't they?
they
So
can.
it's just one of those. It's never good when anything like that happens, though. I suppose.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear that.
I love it. Look at this. Lee's put the Honda Jazz has been awarded what car of the year 2025.
Oh well, that's
And
why.
you-
That's why there's so many of them around.
I'm gonna do a ride one day, and the sole purpose I'm gonna go out, nothing, nowhere in particular, just go ride, and I will pick out every single Honda Jazz down here. Honestly, we've got more than our fair share, and
Is
it's like I said in the video, it's like Dorset is God's waiting room, and they
Is
bring
there,
their Honda Jazzes with them.
is there a Honda garage? Is there like a car garage that's selling them somewhere? There must be a garage nearby if you got that many down there.
Yeah, I mean there's one 8 miles from me
Oh,
up in Dorchester, but
good salesman.
he must be.
There's loads of them up here as well, so they're everywhere.
Tom says Tim Rodey has one.
I've never seen one
Have
in
you
person.
not? Blimey.
Well, you're a lucky lad.
I see them every time on Nigel's videos.
Yeah, we got more than our fair share. Did I know Ron's in the side chat. Ron Chukta.
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 Is that how you say it?
I don't know if he sat there wearing his skirt though.
Choo.
But
Like a choo-choo.
when they had the yeah, they had the Scottish Motovloggers meet up. Have you watched the video? I think it was in Al's video. Graham, Haggis Whisperer, when he pulled up to park the bike, he's obviously put his foot on something. His foot slipped away, and the bike's gone over, and he was about that far away from it in a BMW 1 Series.
Jeez, oh.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I think he's all right. The bike's okay, and even better, he didn't hit the car. But easy done, isn't it?
It is indeed. The bike would have been all right. It's got more scaffolding than a building on it.
Oh yeah, he's got the brails, isn't he, for the aluminium boxes?
Got everything.
I was saying they all go up north, them Jazzes, anyway. A bit like you did with your bike.
Yeah, he's just
Everything's cheaper up there, you know. Everything.
honestly, it is houses, cars, bikes, everything.
Oh yeah.
But funny enough, I don't know. I mean, I do it down here, but you got more chance of getting hit by a mobility scooter than getting mugged. I pulled up at the traffic lights. I'd just gone into Preston, and I'm sat there at the traffic lights thinking, well, this is a bit of a dump. Looking at the buildings. I mean, I hate cities anyway, but I mean, sat at the traffic lights, and I just look in my mirror, and I can see 2 or 3 of these electric e-bike things coming. 2 lads on each bike with the black balaclavas on. I thought, here we go. I thought, well, they can't lean over and nick me key because it's key. and they were just starting to swoop towards me. Luckily, the lights went amber and I was off. But I'm sure they were going to have a go because they just either shove you off, don't they, or whatever, or stick a knife near your neck and tell you to get off.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I saw them the other day riding along, and I was doing on me 125, doing about 25, 30 miles an hour, and it was on the road. It was a scooter, not a motorbike, and he was going like hell. I couldn't believe how fast he was going on the scooter. And then he popped
Oh,
on the curb, and then he popped back off again. I'm thinking they're going fast, isn't it? No protective gear at all,
no.
nothing.
Well,
So
that black balaclava will keep him safe, I'm sure.
yeah,
From prosecution, if nothing else.
One of them got knocked off the bike up here. So there was a headline about young. He was 16 or something, and you think the papers put him in a nice light. You know, oh, tragedy, boy gets run over, and the rest of it. And you think, but he was probably driving like an idiot.
we have
Yeah.
Steve. Steve's arrived. You're a bit late, Steve. Come on. What's the excuse?
Yeah,
Don't have
I
it.
didn't finish till late, and then I was waxing my boots, and then I forgot to have my dinner.
We see someone else.
You had to go to the
No,
bathroom, and
nothing interesting. Only
Emptying his
work gets in the way.
capita.
he did a
Steve.
good. His video on the Easter ride was really good. I like that.
Which one was that?
Didn't you have one on the Easter ride?
That was a couple of weeks ago, was it not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You don't remember?
What's the service intervals on your bike, Steve?
5,000.
Right.
They were 4, and they changed it to 5. So
The
I'm due.
new Tojj 625X, it's every 3,000 miles. I mean, that's mental.
I think that's where they make their money.
They certainly will if they do them every 3,000 miles. That's ridiculous.
Depends how much
Yeah,
it costs, though, doesn't it? Is it cheap or is it?
nearly,
Well, it's $6,000, right, to buy it. But if you do 6,000 miles a year, that's 2 services a year. £500 to do a service for 2 services.
yeah.
You'll soon be going past Nigel's GS's costs.
Yeah, well, they like I say, they were 4,000, and they changed them to 5 because it just wasn't competitive.
They never changed anything inside the engine for it to go to 5,000.
Oh, dear. I like that one. Oh, it's right as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
absolutely right as well. I like that one, Andy. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I reckon we should be sponsored by Rice and Specsavers. How about that? Combination, wouldn't it? Eh?
But I'm sat here thinking you've all got blurred backgrounds. It's not. My glasses are faulty.
Oh, dear.
We're all having blurry views.
Oh, hey, we're doing well here today. We're on fire today, aren't we? Eh?
Oh, Alex, that's what I meant to ask you. You remember you did that one with the longest dead end road in the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where did you find that in the end, that road? How did you hear about that?
I don't know. I think I was looking at the maps, just looking at where roads go and what roads I'd like to go. That's how I find a lot of these roads. And I think I thought that road goes to nowhere. And then I did a bit of research and found that it was the longest road.
Because
dead end road in the
it's
UK.
right off of a main. I mean, I would imagine everyone that goes to Scotland
Yeah.
on tour probably rides that road that you turn off to go down that
Yeah.
longest dead end road. And I mean, I didn't know it was there.
Well, you're heading to Skye. That's the main road to Skye that you're
Yeah.
going on, right? So that is absolutely chock-a-block with tourists. But it's brilliant. I've still got quite a lot of video to cut from that. But I've not had the time to get back and do it. I've had other things I need to do. And I've got no more videos cut actually. This week's was the last one, but I'll need to get something done. But it was brilliant. The weather was outstanding, and the road itself was just a biker's dream.
Yeah, it was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Well,
Yeah.
here's a service cost for a GSA: £908 for a BMW Service Plan 3, 18,000 miles for 3 years. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, what's that? That's
Depends how many miles you do, of course, obviously, but 18,000 miles for 900 quid's not bad.
especially when you think in amongst that's going to be the big valve clearance one, which is quite a few quid.
Well, the question I'd have for Andy, if I was you, Nige, is he's got a 2021 GS2, right?
Yeah.
So did they have to replace all the rotors on his bike like they did on that one you got?
No, I bet he's still on the originals. Oh, that's 2 valve services, he said. No, I bet he's still on the originals.
Okay.
What's the valve service on the GS? Is that every 8,000 miles or 10,000 miles or something? Is it
12.
12? Right.
Every 12.
Is that something you can do yourself, or is it something that needs specialist tools for? Like I'm just asking because I haven't done it, but if mine needs it do it on the NT, I'll do it myself if I can do it.
Nah, give me body parts any day. I'm fine with body parts. I leave the mechanical bit to someone who knows what they're doing.
Joe, if you do that, make a video, please.
I have no problem doing anything like that, Jerry. I would do it no problem whatsoever.
I know you would, and you make a great video.
Yeah.
It's shims though, isn't it? That's the thing. You've got to.
But if you buy the shims, you must be able to buy the shim pack.
You can, but is it not a real pussy? You've got to then go and take the camshaft off. You then.
But think of all the fun, Alex. Think of all the fun and the excitement, the effort of getting into it and putting it back together. And it works when you put it back together. And you don't hear any clapping noises, hopefully.
It's when you're left with the box of parts, you go, where the hell do these go? After you put it all back together, you're like, oh, shit.
Happened before.
You just leave them out. Any bits left, you just throw them in the bin and then don't worry about it till something goes bang. No, seriously, I'm not like that now. If there was a
I
bit.
know you're the one that has the trouble with a kill switch.
Oh yeah. Oh, I could have kicked myself when I found out what it was, but
Everybody's done it. Everybody's done it.
a CB because
In fact, did you push the bike to try and start it, Joe, before you realised the kill switch was?
well, it pushes. Well, no, I didn't push it. You pull it where I am. You push it for like say 20 or 30 yards, and then you put it into in second gear, release the clutch, and it starts normally. The 125 starts instantly,
Yeah.
but this time it didn't, and it did it 3 or 4 times. I'm thinking there's something wrong there, and I just started using the bike. But then I found out the switch was in the wrong position.
But you almost at work by the time you realised that after pushing it down the road so far.
No, it was. Wish it was. Yeah, semi-drive. But you know when your battery goes flat, or you have a problem with your car or something like that, you've got all your gear on, you're sweating like mad, just pushing your bike. The NT you can't push. If you break down the NT, you're stuck, aren't you?
It's DCT. You're not going to.
Oh, DCT,
Yeah.
You're buggered.
I was thinking of getting one of them. The batteries like a jump start. It's lithium battery or something. Power which you can have in there. So it's
the booster pack.
Yeah.
It's easy access to the battery anyway. It's just a 2 volts to take the seat off.
Yeah. At least I have somebody else who agrees with me. It's worth the effort and it gives you a bit of satisfaction. Thank you very much for that, Monkey. But yeah.
Yeah. Tom just said that big 1700cc MT01 of his self-adjusts its valves.
Oh, brilliant.
There's Michael on Grey Wolf, Jerry. He's trying to wind you up. I was out with him yesterday, and he was in the garage, and he's got pictures of that orange R9T or whatever it is for you.
R12S.
R12S, yeah. They're everywhere here, Jerry.
Yeah, they're probably throwing them away there in Scotland. Just throwing them away. Nobody wants them.
Nobody can afford them.
No, that's true.
Yeah, 18 grand or something. Yeah.
Crazy.
Michael and myself did a 100-mile ride yesterday morning. We had a good old bat around the back roads of Perthshire and Angus.
What were you riding?
Well, I was on my super comfortable NC750X, and Michael was on that R1200 that he was on, and his arse was aching by the end of it.
Alex, you'll be getting into trouble with an R1250.
Oh, right. Oh,
Don't forget that little 50.
Doesn't it have another R2? R1250R.
1250R.
I glazed over when it was a BMW, so don't worry.
But what is the actual capacity though? Is it 12.25 or something like that, or 12?
I think it's 1250.
Normally it's like it's like 12.49 or something daft like that, isn't it? Normally.
I don't know. I'll just get on ride it for a few weeks.
Yeah,
and then get another one.
You'll be in a 1300 soon, nice, don't you?
I can guarantee you I won't.
No. So the good thing about this is that we've got it on video now forever.
Yeah, you can
I'm
keep that and
never
throw it
getting
right
it. And
back
then
at
one
me.
day Nigel sneak up and go, "Oh, well, I've got boys."
How are you finding the handling on it now as compared to the other one? Is it the same or obviously it'd be the same? I would have thought.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as me last 1200, but it definitely got more initial uptake. It's there straight away, whereas the other one you sort of built up to it. But this one is just straight away.
Is there more power in it? Is it a bigger engine? I know it's a little tiny bit bigger, but is the power much bigger on that one or not?
Talk wise, it is. As I say, it's just instant. But no, I'm liking it so far. And it came with a tracker. When I went to pick it up, he said, "Oh, you've lucked in." He said, "Because this wasn't on the advert. It's actually got a tracker on it. So whoever had it from new is paid and had the tracker put on, and I just need to sign up and transfer it over to me." But I think that's a yearly subscription, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it will be. Do you know how much it is? Which
I
one?
don't think it's too bad. I think it's
£100 or something?
I think probably a couple of £100 a year, but then it is 24/7, isn't it?
Yeah. As long as you've got your phone on you to know that when it's been nicked, if you haven't got your phone on you, you have to wait till you pick your phone up, don't you? It probably comes through your phone, doesn't it? If it
Yeah, you get alerts and that, and you can see where it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But I think even if you move it with the ignition off, it sets the alarm bells ringing. The control room then informs the police. They ring you, and then you got to say, "Sorry, I forgot to put the ignition on before I moved it."
Andy's saying you want to get it mapped. Whether it might be mapped or not, I don't know. You probably get a bit more power out of it or make it better.
Well, one thing we know is not to adjust the clutch.
Yes. Actually, it's fine at the minute. It's lovely. And he's just said, "What tracker is it?" I think it's the Data Tool Stealth. Is what it is.
Oh. Have you been complaining about somebody's camping videos, Nige?
Yeah, I said I camp in. I've gone down the route of Andy GSA hotels, cheap ones. I hasten to add, but hotels.
Yeah.
I'm asking what sort of tracker is it? Do you know which type it is? There's quite a few out there, different manufacturers and things in the different types.
I'll have a look.
Hey, Alex, when you were riding with Michael on his BMW, he's got that red, white, and blue one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a very attractive motorcycle. It looks.
There's only one thing I don't like about it, and that's the flat headlight.
Yes.
I like everything else. If they put one like a regular 8-inch round one on it, it'd be perfect.
Were your ears burning, Jerry? Because we were talking about you not liking that headlight.
I told him I've made a big mistake, and I said that in one of the comments, and
wait there a minute.
Let me forget that at all.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a lovely bike, and that's the best colour he's got.
And it is, and those things run and handle really well.
Yeah.
Oh, the handling on them's incredible.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more comfortable than that R9T that you're riding, or your son's.
Yeah. That's an older bike, though, isn't it? It's 2017 as opposed to the 1250, which is 21, I think he said it was.
Yeah, they run good. I mean, they're fast.
Yeah, and it's I kind of agree with you that I like the round headlight as opposed to the sort of the bees front, but it's a BMW, and I'm not going to own one. So,
Paul's just said he put a tracker on his, and it cost more to put the tracker on than what he saved on insurance.
Yeah,
but that's the insurance game for you, isn't it? Crooks.
Yeah, but the cops, when your bike gets nicked, you phone up the cops, and the cops go, "Have you got it insured?" "Oh, they'll sort it out for you. Don't worry."
Yeah,
terrible,
that's
isn't it?
Exactly what happened to me on two bikes.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Here's a bit of a thing for you, Nigel. Look, if you get your bike tracked, you'll get 30% more power and 20% more throttle. So if you think it's good now, it's going to be massively better.
Wow.
If you get it mapped.
Yeah. That's worth doing, isn't it? For 30% more power.
Well,
Yeah.
if your speed limit's 30 miles an hour, where are you going to ride it at?
It's how fast you get there, Jerry, isn't it? You can go through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Acceleration's all about acceleration, isn't it? As long as you don't
Now,
lift.
Andy's riding all over the world, though, right? I mean, he's riding where they have no speed limits.
Yep. Go to Germany, take your bike down there. Woo.
Well, Andy said he saved 50% on his insurance with the tracker. That's a lot, isn't it?
Depends how much 50% is, though. If he was 900 or £1,000 on his insurance, then
Yeah.
It might be worth asking that because I might stick one on my 125 and save a bit of insurance on that.
I I
Yeah.
asked Lee, was he glamping rather than camping? He said somewhere in between. So do you reckon he's got a tent box on his bike? I shall look forward to that one, Lee. Oh,
Shepherd's hut, isn't it?
yeah, blimey. Did you watch Lee's video where he went to that big car meet?
No.
Oh, brilliant. Some cracking cars there. But it's got me on here with it because it's obviously bike night season again, isn't it now?
Wow.
And I know up near Howie, you've got the Lime Kiln Inn, which is the pub. In Weymouth, we have one which is more vintage bikes, and that's dependent on how many turns up really on the weather because they're so because they are vintage. A lot of them won't bring them out if there's any chance of rain. But I mean, I want to go up. Excuse me. I want to go up and do Paul Key one night because I mean you're not talking hundreds of bikes, you're talking thousands, absolutely thousands of them. The whole of the Key is just chocker.
That's mental.
No,
It would be worth. I'm sure if somebody had bribed me with a burger, we can get up there, can't we, Steve?
I haven't done full bike night for 20 years.
I know.
there's a good thing as well. As Paul was saying, if you get your bike nicked, would you really want it back? Me personally, I wouldn't want it back either because you never know what they've done to it or how they've wrecked it. You get it back and you start running it for a couple of months, you find the knack of the clutch or gears or something like that on it.
I
And
would
then
have
you
liked.
make it yourself.
I would have liked to have my R9T back. You know.
That blue one, that was lovely, wasn't it?
That was a beautiful bike.
It was nice.
That
was nice.
Michael probably said that. Michael probably going to tell me they got 4 or 5 in Scotland, just waiting, somebody to buy them.
It still baffles me, though. Absolutely baffles the life out of me. Hey, the population of our country can get all of those, and yet the population of the States, and you're only getting a handful.
26.
Yeah.
We got 26.
How many?
26.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
Absolutely crazy.
In the whole of the US, 26.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So not every dealer. Only about 1 out of 5 dealers got one.
And did they say why that they're only getting 26? Or is that
BMW.
initial? Sorry, Jerry, say again.
It's just BMW. I don't know. They allocate based on what your sales. If you have a high sales, then they got a bike that's in demand. They'll give it to the dealership that had a lot of high sales.
Right.
If you don't sell a lot, then they're not going to give you one.
So they're not selling a lot over there then, obviously. Otherwise, that's probably why they're not.
No, they sell a lot of BMWs over here. A lot of GSs. That's why I said I was watching Brian's Peaky Biker testimonial on the GS. I said, I'm gonna try it, man. But you know what? I sold enough GSs that I got a free round trip to Europe for 10 days. And I'm riding a motorcycle. So I like GSs.
So you're to blame, Jerry, for all these bloody GSs about, yeah?
Now over there, Nigel, Andy, and everybody else had those. Steve's clean though.
So
we got to make it clear, though, folks. We don't like the 1300 GSA.
right, okay, yeah,
Who
right.
should club us with that lot?
Nigel, I've got to say, you just reminded me of the Monty Python's scene on the film The Life of Brian. What have the Romans done for us? That was the kind of same delivery. It was brilliant.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, Joe, that's what I was going to. You've got, is it wireless Android Auto on your bikes?
It's wireless Android Auto.
Is yours, Alex, or do you plug your phone in?
Neither. I don't use it.
Oh, you don't use it? I'll tell you why, because the next video I bring out, when me and Steve, I rode down with Steve when he went to Exmoor. And I reckon for probably the first hour, wasn't it, Steve? Sat nav.
Bloody
Yeah.
nightmare.
Steve's got the Auchi
Mhm.
on his bike for Android Auto. I've got the Carpia Ride. You know, that 65-inch plasma screen for your bike. And
You need a TV license for that, Nige.
it's like one of them mobile blooming advertising boards you see on the back of a lorry, isn't it? But we were both using my Route app and both using Android Auto to mirror it to the Carpia Ride and the Auchi. Now I find with mine, if I just use my Route app or Google Maps on my phone, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm mirroring it to that Carpia Ride, and I know Andy will chip in and say, just get a standalone sat nav, and I think you're probably right, Anne. If I don't get any phone calls and I'm in an area where I've got a good data signal, then that's fine. It'll keep that connection between the phone and that screen. The minute I get a phone call or something interrupts that phone, transmitting it to the Carpia Ride, when I finish that phone call, my phone will go back to navigating, but it won't send it. What's what I'm trying to say? It won't refresh it to the Carpia Ride, if you like. The
Yeah.
Carpia Ride just freezes on where it finished when that phone call came in. So I think that's going to be getting sold. I could have given it
My,
away
my,
free with the
my
other G.
Uchi, sorry, my Auchi kept turning off and turning back on again, all on its own. So I had to wait a couple of minutes for it to reconnect, and then the maps came up. But on my phone, it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, because your Auchi, the map was doing circles, wasn't it? It was
Oh
couldn't
yeah, it didn't know
decide
where
which
I
way you
was.
were going.
And that's why I've got a TomTom 550. You don't have any of that
Yeah,
stuff,
No.
right? It just
yeah.
works. It doesn't rely
I've
on
never had any
network.
trouble with my phone.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I've never had any trouble with Android Auto, but I have got a space in the back of me underneath the seat where I can put my TomTom under the seat, and I can have that running. If I was stuck, I could put that under there and have it to my headset. But 90% of the time, I find for my riding that I do, I don't go on any tours or nothing like that. But 90% of my time, you don't really need a sat nav apart from the traffic. That's all I use it for, basically,
yeah.
because I know where I'm going 99% of the time.
Once you give up your work, Joe, and you start your touring, then you will need it. You
Oh,
will
I
need
will need it. It's never been a problem to me. I think it's fantastic.
it. Yeah.
And it even comes up. The Android also comes up with like road. If something is on the road, if police cameras there, lasers and things like that, it comes up there quite often. I see that on there where people press the button, report one, and everybody else can see it.
But you're in a built-up area with reasonable network coverage. When you go out into the countryside, you're in the hilly bits. You come up this part, and you could be in some of the mountain areas. You'll not get a signal.
So am I going to have a few issues when I go on that tour then this year? Which I think Andy was asking when we're doing that
I
tour.
don't know. I don't know whether you'll have it or not.
Is it September? I've forgotten about that.
September, yeah, September.
September sometime. You have
Yeah.
to remind me when it is. I've forgotten all about it.
And I've said we'll be taking the Dorset weather with us, so take your speedos, your sun cream.
Yeah.
It's a 15th of September through to for me it's a Saturday. I think you guys are on the Sunday the 21st. Yeah.
How come nobody knows when it is? It's been planned. We don't know where we're going. We're all going to turn up on different days, and we're
It's written down somewhere.
Yeah, it's marked up. It's in the diary. But Andy was talking about security on his bike. He was talking about these light locks. And funny enough,
You bought one, didn't you?
yeah, I bought one. Yeah.
What is it? What's it look like, Alex? Let's have a look.
It's a
Looks like a disc lock.
no.
You've seen it. You've
like
seen
a
it in the
belt.
video. Alex has been wearing round his neck and clipping a camera to it.
That's what he's supposed to be giving me. I need one of those.
Yeah,
thing
they're
about-
good.
The thing about these, right, is that it's all right there. It's meant to be really difficult to cut through. I think Andy's mentioned about the number of discs, the grinders. You need to go through them because they're supposed to be pretty robust, so they're not going to do it quickly. And
What
it's
actually is? What actually
lightweight.
is it? Looks like a bit of flat rubber.
No, it's
Is it a chain?
yeah, but I've got it. I've got it.
I'm curious to see what it is.
They're quite expensive though, aren't they, Al?
It goes. It's just like a chain. It's just a chain. That's all it is. But it's a very, very strong one, apparently.
And a very, very expensive one.
This was £100. Right.
What in money?
And real money. Yeah. There we go. Look, that goes through, and there's a great big ruddy lock on it that you pop it in,
Wow, it looks pretty hefty.
and it's very light.
Yeah.
Nigel, you could use that for a belt, man.
Yeah.
It could be good, wouldn't
I
it?
don't think it's long enough, is
I was
it?
gonna say, Jerry, it's not big enough, right? I'd need the extra long one to get all the ends up.
I bet the button wouldn't pop off on that like it does on my trousers, does it?
Just don't lose the key. It'll be like a chastity belt.
I have seen videos online where people go up to a bike and they grind in the locks off a bike, and there's people walking down a street, 3, 4, 5 people, and they're watching this person taking it off the bike. Somebody's taking a video, they're leaving him with it. He cuts it off and buggers off with the bike. You know, people don't want to get involved. If somebody's chopping your bike, trying to get into it, they won't touch you. They'll probably
Yeah,
ring
but
the police. But by
The
the time
thing is, Joe, with the price of those light locks, you'll see them cutting them off, and they'll do 5 or 6 discs. They'll leave the bloody bike and take the light lock. It's worth the money.
yeah, and sell that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Sod the BMW. Let's have the lock.
yeah. They'll cut the spokes out and all the wheels, and they'll leave the lock hole. It was easier.
There's another thing I've never seen that before. What Mike was saying, he's saying they've seen them lift the bikes onto skateboards and skate them along.
Mm.
So how do you stop people nicking your bike?
Well, if
That's got to be
you
a good question, isn't it?
you need to try and anchor it to something, really, I suppose.
Do you think you can mount a Hilti gun on the back of your bike with a sort of a special chain adapter, and every time you come to a car park or something, you whack the Hilti gun in the ground, and it puts a bolt in the ground for you, and then you tie your bike to that.
Until you hit the water mains.
Yeah, a bit of damage, I know, or a gas pipe or something. Yeah,
That's good. What Andy says, you can link them together and make them longer.
Yes.
oh
So
yeah.
it would go around my waist.
You do get the double size one, which is is a big beast. But I bought it for security on the tour, and it's light because the chain I've got is one of these Oxford monster things, and it just weighs a ton. Whereas this
There you
thing,
go. Andy says tie a Rottweiler to it. Well, that one wouldn't do a lot.
It just lick you to death. She will.
The best thing is to get an old bike that nobody wants, park it next to a bike that's expensive and posh, and then they'll nick the posh one and not the bad one. That's probably why my 125's never been nicked.
They go. They know how much that one spark plug costs.
Yeah.
you couldn't get it started, Joe.
I know. You wouldn't get it started now, no. The battery would be flat every time you went to it.
Hey, Joe, maybe you ought to get you a BMW motorcycle cover and put over there, to enhance the ability to be stolen.
Give it a bit more. Stolen, yeah. Come and steal this bike, please. Put a sign on it, can I?
Solo Lobo, that's another thing. When you get ready to get rid of Aprilia, you may take it to some of those places Nigel was talking about earlier and, park it.
Yeah, there's no problem at Liverpool. They'll have the wheels off in 10 seconds.
Yeah, blimey.
They're experts.
God.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
Anyone been out the weekend riding?
No, flat batteries. Batteries.
You should have got out and ridden then to charge them up.
Yeah. It's been a nice week for riding generally, really, for people, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
Beautiful.
brilliant. As I said earlier on, I took Michael on a wonderful tour around all the back roads of Angus and Perthshire, and most of them he hadn't been on. Even took in a dam, backwater dam. It was great, and the weather was brilliant.
Yeah, the weather's good everywhere, really.
Well, they give some heavy rain tomorrow, though, don't they? Down this way.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming
Next
down
2 weeks,
here.
that's
But,
good.
We're planning to do a ride around Loch Tay on Tuesday, Michael and myself. So hopefully the weather holds for that.
nice.
It's a good distance away as well. So it'll be an all-dayer.
It's nice when you got the roads like that up there, Alex. I think you've got lovely roads to ride on. All we've got down here is motorways and bloody M25. It's not
Spoiled for
the
choice,
best place.
Joe.
He
I'll
does
tell
have
you,
some
see,
good roads.
see when I was in Lincolnshire a couple of weeks ago, and it just flat. I was gobsmacked that there was no hills or anything. It was just flat, and it just made me appreciate what we've got up here even more. Even when I went to Aberdeen last week, Monday, just the hills around us, and I was on a dual carriageway all the way. It was brilliant, and we are spoilt. We really are spoilt.
Some people are really spoilt with places they've got and they can ride out. I know Jerry's got some really nice roads where you are, Jerry. The mountains along the river. Is it the?
Yeah.
There's some
That
lovely places over there.
that last
built
one that you went down the back roads, Jerry, that was really good.
Yeah,
They build all of our roads around rivers and creeks.
Uh,
We don't have any roads in the middle of the state
no,
at all.
just follow the water.
I hope his wife's not watching. You got to take him out sometime, haven't you? Oh dear.
I tell you, one of the things though this past couple of weeks is Jerry made a video about changing his bikes, and I've mentioned this before, right? And it's really it's unsettled me a bit, right? About changing my bikes, and he's talking about getting older and all the rest of it. So I spent the past couple of weeks looking at various different bikes. I've looked at just about every manufacturer, and do you know what? I keep coming back saying, nope, there's nothing I really want to change for. I was down at Royal Enfield. I've been in the Honda, I've been in the Triumph, KTM. Who else have I been into? Kawasaki, they were in there as well.
MZ.
MZ, yeah.
I had one of those.
Yeah, I had one as well. Yeah, old-fashioned thing. Yeah,
You'll know it when Alex. You'll know it when you see it.
Right.
You'll
So
know
there is one bike that I'm not going to get just now, but I will get eventually, and it's this might surprise you, but it's a Harley Davidson, but not the one you think. It's a Pan American.
Really?
Yes. There's
That
one.
is-
There's one sitting in the Ducati dealer around the corner from me. It's brand new, and it's for I think it's 12 grand or something like that. They've discounted it. They're not the dealer. Someone's charged.
Who's that lad? He's got a channel, isn't he? And he's got a Pan America, and he keeps wheeling it as well. It's got that much grunt when he opens it up. The old front wheel lifts.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I like quirky bikes, and I like the look of that bike, and I've sat on it a few times, and it just feels just perfect.
You can get that ride adjustment on that too. It'll settle it down. I kind of like that. That's a good piece of technology. BMW doesn't put that on the GS, do they, Nige?
Yes.
They do?
Yeah. I mean, on the preload, you can have minimum auto, or so it adjust and sort itself out. I don't know whether that one Mike's got, but I know on the RS that's got continually adjusting suspension on it. I think Mike's has got it.
Well, I figured with the BMW, they just probably have somebody hop off and put a little block or something under there so you didn't have to hold it.
Put a bit of two on your shoes so you can reach the floor, yeah?
That was going back to that bike I've just bought. That was one thing that when I spoke to them on the phone initially, I said, look, can you just confirm it's not a low suspension and it's not got a low seat on it? No, it's all normal. So when I said to him when I first went on the morning to pick it up, I said, are you sure that seat's not a low?
Yeah.
and it has got different lows. So I presume there's a really low and then a different grade of low. But I rode it home and I thought, I'm sure that's low. So I took the seat off and I Googled the part number and it came up as low. So I phoned them up and I said, look, when I specifically asked you, is it a low? And you said no. He said yes. I said, well, it is. I Googled it and it's low. Oh, I don't think I've got one here. I can send you. I said, well, you've got loads of GSs in the showroom. Take one of them, send it to me, and I'll send you this one back. I mean, they were good as gold with that as well. He did it next day. I took that saddle out. I put the low one in, used the same box, and fired it straight back to them. And it was, they sent me theirs, and I sent them the one back, and it was all done within 2 days again. 3 days, sorry. But I mean, brilliant.
That's a good dealer there.
Yeah,
It's
First
good, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they really have to do that. I mean, he should have done that, but they don't. They wouldn't normally do that. I don't think.
no, I've got to admit, I mean, compared to what I've been, I mean, when we went, Steve, went it to the one in the New Forest, he was in and out of that sales manager's office like a
He
yo-yo,
wasn't paid enough to make decisions, was he?
coming back and oh yeah, I can give you an extra 10 quid. I can give you another 100 quid.
Well,
Yeah,
next time you go into a dealership that's like that, just put a leash on the salesman so he can't go away.
whereas this one, I just said, give me your best price straight away, and that'll save all that faffing around. And they were good as gold.
What I would do, I'd say, can you get the person here who can make decisions right away without walking off? I want the main sales manager sitting at this desk. I want to speak to him. I don't want to speak to the organ grinder.
Organ grinder.
Yeah.
Funky.
Exactly.
As luck would have it, wasn't it, Steve? We drank about 200 quid's worth of BMW coffee. So
Oh,
You should, if you want a bad dealership experience, speak to Grey Wolf, Michael. What a terrible experience he's had with the BMW dealer in Dundee. Absolutely shocking.
was it?
Yeah.
and you wonder why
They've lost his handbook for the bike. They took off a screen. He bought the bike with a screen on it. When he got it, there was no screen on it, and they said, "Oh, that was broken, so we took it off." But Michael reckons that they took it off and stuck it on someone else's bike.
Yeah.
The service plan. They didn't tell him that it had a service plan on the bike, and it was only when he was inquiring about it that he actually found that it had a service plan. And then he was a couple of weeks late, or maybe 3 weeks late, in getting it done, and they were saying, "No, well, it's null and void now." So he's had terrible service from these guys. Absolutely terrible.
I'm sure Michael doesn't suffer that quietly, though, right? I mean,
Oh, no.
He's a gentleman, actually. You'll not. I was sitting boiling when he was telling me this, but he was quite calm about it all. But just not good at all. But
Just say goodnight to Ron. Ron's off.
hi, Ron.
What Ron won't tell you, he's been sat there in his tartan skirt, and it's time to go and put it on the coat hanger now, and put a pair of pants on. He's been commando all day.
Oh, the vision of that. I'll not be able to sleep tonight.
He's a proper Scotsman, see? Proper Scotsman.
I've got to shoot off for 10 minutes. I'll be back in a minute.
You may put your coat on.
Come on, cool.
He's going to get his lurcher and put his flat cap on now and go for a stroll around the park.
he's shotgun under the arm as well, yeah.
Did you see in one of the videos I did the other week, and I went in and paid cash, and that garage that I paid cash, it was nice to see they just took it. No, I had one that when were we coming back? We came back from Exmoor, my wife and I, and went into a garage and went to pay with cash. Oh, we don't take cash. You ever get that much? People not taking cash?
I've not had that. I've had it in a restaurant or a cafe type thing, but not in a garage at all.
Yeah. So we don't take cash.
Football stadium, the team I support, they don't take cash when you go in for the pies and the bovril and the coffee.
So what happens if you fill your bike up? You walk into the garage and then you haven't got any cash on.
If you've only got cash, I'm sure they'd take it.
If you only got cash, say, what would you do? They'd have to take it, wouldn't they? I think they're trying to make it illegal for shops not to take cash now as well, or somebody's trying to push for that. So there's still the option of cash if anybody wants to pay cash, and I think that's a good idea. You should
Like
have
Andy's just said, fill up and then say you've got no cards on you. Cash in.
yeah.
They'll take your number plate and your address, and then you have to go back and pay them.
And you probably pay double or something daft like that. I mean, that's what they do, don't they?
Bonkers. Did you get that over there, Jerry, or not?
No, I've only had it once. Cash is legal tender, so they can't refuse it.
It is here as well, but
But I mean, it's as long as you pay with legal tender, you can purchase any way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
I've only had one time. Is at an auction, and that was the only time. It pisses me off when they do that, though.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, today I have been in my bike garage my side bit, sizing up whether I can fit another bike. See, this is why I change my bike all the time. I can realistically only fit one in there. So at least you've got more than one bike to ride. I've only got the one. But I've been looking. I think if I move some shelving and racking out of there, I reckon I could squeeze another one in, you know.
What, you're going to buy another GS 1300?
Oh, no. I tell you what I like the look of, and if Steve's still there in the side, I think he liked them. I do like those little Groms, but do you know what? I keep looking at. I looked when I went to Branson's and tried out that GSA. They had one of those little CB 350s.
Yeah.
Lovely bike.
That is a sweet little bike. I like that.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Why did you get quiet and look over your shoulder when you started talking about?
No. She's out, so we're all right. We're safe.
But you did get quiet and look over your shoulder.
You hope that you wouldn't notice if you got it now, yeah? So you went, where's this come from?
Well, I mean, she was actually the one pushing me she said, look, you've done nothing but go on about a 1250. You should have got the 1250, not the 1200. Just go and get one. I thought she's had a blow to the head lately, I think, recently. But no, I mean, that... Oh, Steve's just said he's got the 350 at the minute.
Huh.
$4,000. Brilliant.
Yeah. Wow. That's cheap.
But it was bigger than I was expecting it to be. It looked a bigger bike than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was shocked at its appearance when I saw it. I couldn't believe it was the same bike that you saw the pictures of.
Yeah.
I saw a better bike in the flesh than the videos that we've seen before.
Yeah.
Steve, is it any good?
Did he do a video on that one? Did he?
No, he's only got it just now. He won't have.
Paul, because Paul's just said he's where are we? Let's bring it up.
Push me in to get an Africa twin so it can sell the VFR. She's deluded.
I don't know whether that says she punched him or pushed him.
I think a bit of both.
If it was my missus, it would be a punch. She's gone this evening. Can you remember that group from the 80s, Erasure?
Yeah.
Andy Bell.
Yep.
He's in concert in Bournemouth tonight. But he obviously he was openly gay back then, wasn't he? But I think now he's all the makeup, high heels, high-heeled shoes and what have you. And she said, "Oh, did you want to come?" I said, "What do you think?" No. As Andy said earlier, we've got a Specsavers advert to do.
My wife's much the same, Nige, about the Harley. She was saying, well, you just need to get one. You just need to go and get one to scratch that itch. But
Yeah.
I will get one eventually, maybe next year. Not this year. Got too much on this year.
The way I look at it, Alex, I'm not getting any younger. I'm not getting more wealthy. I'm not getting healthier. So I'm not waiting around to scratch his itches.
No, you're right.
Andy's off the even now. So any more questions? Because Andy's quite popular with the questions, isn't he, on the bikes and things? So anybody's got any questions? He's going to be off for the evening. So thanks for coming along, Andy. Do appreciate you being here. Cheers.
He's talking about you, Nige. He said, ladies.
Yeah. I should imagine he sat there in his high heels tonight.
Yeah, that would
Steve,
be a sight, wouldn't it? Eh?
yeah, Steve's just said sounds and goes pretty well for
Yeah.
nice little bike for hooning around on.
And there's a good bit of advice as well. Life is too short.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
advice
too
there,
right,
Jerry.
it
Yeah,
is.
I appreciate. I know that as well. Yeah,
yeah.
Too
Yeah,
right.
absolutely right.
get on with it. Just go and do the stuff.
Do what you want to do. Yeah.
My advice to you though, Joe, is if your battery's dead and you're all dressed up in that stuff, don't push it 30, 40 yards down the street.
Yeah, but that might be the end.
I did it about 3 or 4 times as
Permanent
well.
retirement.
I did it till I started sweating, and I said, "No, I've had enough of that."
I start sweating when I look at
when did
stuff
you
like
notice the kill switch was on, Joe?
Well, what happens on the when you push that switch down on the
Yeah.
125, it starts it. When you push it up, it stops it. In the
Yeah.
middle is where it should be. Yeah. And what it was I must have started it, and the battery was flat, and it wouldn't start. But when I was pushing it around, and the switch went to the top position, I just didn't even think it was in the wrong position. It should have been in the middle. It's my fault entirely.
But when
It's
did you notice
probably
it, Joe? What made you go look at the kill switch?
It was only when I put the battery on, I checked the battery, and it was a bit of power, and I'm thinking, well, it should be something on there, and it moved when I was pushing the bike. That's all I can say, really. But it was.
Just put it down to experience, Joe. The next time it doesn't start, to be like, right, where's that bloody kill switch?
Yeah. It does normally start in a heartbeat. Just quick flick and it's on the bike. That one.
Another thing that gets you like that's the kickstands, and a lot of bikes won't start with a kickstand down.
Oh.
And it's nothing like on a roll infield. It'll crank over, but it'll never start.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Well, I'll be getting a new battery anyway because I've decided it. I've got it on charge now. I'm going to check it out, the battery, and give it a good test and a discharge test. And if it's
8
knackered,
years and 9 months is what my roll infield battery lasted.
9 months.
8 years and 9 months.
Oh wow!
It was built in 2016.
Brilliant.
Wow.
Do you have your bikes on trickle charges, Jerry, or not? Yeah. See, I've always had mine on them.
Yeah, that I am in the future. Don't you worry about that.
But make sure you get the right charger for, because I remember Lockwood when he first got his Africa Twin, plugged it into his
Buggered it up.
charger and buggered the old battery up.
Yeah, and they're expensive.
Some of the battery chargers will switch automatically, and some of them won't. Some of them, if you have a lithium battery, you need to switch it to lithium. If you have the AGM, you switch it to AGM. Or they don't put lead acid batteries on too many bikes anymore.
No, mine's the sealed gel cells are basically the ones.
Yeah, those things last forever.
That one I've got, I think it's the Oxford Optimizer. It detects what type of battery it is and automatically
switches.
Yeah, does that.
Mine don't sit on an optimizer, but what I've done, I think it was in December, I put each of the batteries on charge for a couple of hours and they were fully charged, so they were fine. But then my bikes are run mostly through winter, not too often.
But you're retired, Al. You can get out and ride them all the time.
Yeah, well, so they pay.
It's just good places to ride.
Okay.
I'll be doing that eventually. Well, next week I'll be retired anyway. Monday's my last day of working.
Are you having a leave and do, Joe?
No, leave and do nothing. No, I'll be walking out. I've actually got projects going on, and the project has to be done before I leave. So I'm working till the very, very last minute, I guess. I'll be working till 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock on the day I leave, and I'll be going and leaving it to somebody else to sort out.
Don't blame you.
Steve's back.
Yeah,
I was going to say Steve's there.
We got him.
Hey, I've got a question if Michael's still on. Michael, what kind of speed do you think I'm going to get on this Rocket 3 out of Bonneville this year? Not before I crash.
You won't be crashing.
Just make sure you video it, Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do me a favor. Next when you're riding with Michael, you make sure he's riding up front and you got a video of that.
Steve's saying, well, I missed work. I won't miss work now. I've got plenty to do and I haven't got time to do what I want to do now, never mind when I'm working. So when I'm finished work, I've got plenty of plans to do. So, I won't miss it.
There's your target, Jerry.
I better have about a 30 mile an hour. I mean, 20 mile an hour tailwind. I think.
170.
What are you expecting then, realistically? Because is this the one that's going to have the new exhaust system and everything?
That's all it's going to have is the exhaust system. So over a stock bike.
Have you got the
So
exhaust system yet, Jerry?
now still on the slow boat from New Zealand.
Oh,
It's about 130 miles an hour you normally get, isn't it, Jerry? Somewhere around there.
You can get most of the Rocket 3s to go up to about 140-ish, 145, depending on asphalt. But out there on asphalt, it knocks off the elevation, knocks off another 20% of horsepower. So I think we can get. I think realistically, Joe, I think we can get maybe 156, 7, 8, something like that.
nice.
If I can stay on it.
Lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place, Jerry.
No, yeah. I
That's
see
what
Michael riding his. He's riding 170 miles an hour, two up on his roads.
Yeah, on the country lanes.
I cannot imagine what the wind against your body's like, because I was riding my son's R9T, the naked bike, at 70-ish miles an hour, and by Jove, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It is, and it's the forward controls on a Rocket 3, the GT anyway. I can't keep my legs on. It keeps trying to blow my legs off. So
Oh, dearie me. This is your last run, isn't it, Jerry?
it is. It is.
Here's one from Steve. Has it knocked your confidence at all, Jerry, after last time, do you reckon, or not?
No, the last time I did pretty good, so I'm fine. I wasn't scared even when I fell off. It didn't, I was upset that I lost a $2,200 pair of leathers, $600 helmet, and totaled somebody else's motorcycle. But I didn't. I was a little bit more cautious the next time I got on, but this time I think I'll give it a little bit more, a little bit faster.
Sounds good.
You can't be afraid when you go out there. I mean, it's you gotta give it the beans.
When is it? When's you'll be doing it, Jerry?
Sounds like I'll be doing it right before your tour. I'm going to be doing it actually the August 4th through the 6th.
Right. Okay.
So I'll be back in time to watch the tour videos.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I am going to do a giveaway though. I've never done. I'm doing a channel, and I'm going to do something that's a little special this time, and I'm going to announce it in a couple videos. But I think it'll be fun. I don't know. You have to tell me after you see the video whether it's stupid or not.
Is it all the broken bits from last year's bike? Is it?
I didn't know that the owner wouldn't give me any of the broken bits.
You don't need these now. Here's a fork.
He scraped them up. They had to scrape them up in little bitty boxes.
Brilliant.
Now, guys, I've got to say this word, which people don't like me to say. They're going to have to start wrapping the stream up very shortly, because I know Nige normally takes it to the wire, doesn't he, all the time?
Oh yeah, getting money's worth.
But when I'm here, I'm not going to allow you to do that, Nige.
He owed you money. You said he owed you money from last time.
Yes, over the limit by 38 seconds.
Exactly. In a couple of weeks' time, it won't be a problem, but I've got to get to work in the morning, so I'm going to close the stream here shortly. But before I go, I'm just going to first of all go through the list of people who have been in the side chat there, which we all appreciate you coming along. And I'm going to go through them all. If you notice anybody I've missed, or if I miss your name out, just give us a quick comment down there. We'll make sure you get a shout out. I want to start from the top. And I'll go right down the list. We've had Exeter Rider, Monkeywood Garage, Steve M109R. We've had the Peaky Biker. He's been here. Darkside Rider, Andy GSA, Slowbo Logo, Sick Bastard 71 was here. Blake's Pipes, Moist Decoy, Teacher on a Bike, if I've said that right.
Chuktar
on a Bike, Tom's STC, Gordon Keeling Flash, Picos Paul, and Grey Wolf. Now, they're the ones I could catch. Has anybody caught any more that we've missed? Hopefully not.
I think it's okay.
Slobo Lobo, yes. Glad I remember he was, yeah. It's good to see a Slobo Lobo here as well. Turned up today. Nice to see him. Right.
But at least he kept his ass crack hidden.
Yeah, we didn't see any dodgy bits. Yeah, that's good as well, yeah.
He's a good sport about it, you know.
The thing is with motorbikes things, you've got to have a bit of fun along the way, haven't you?
Yeah.
You can't be all serious all the way, you know. You've got to have a bit of a laugh and that, and that's what life's about.
I
Enjoying
still
yourself.
think he should have got an NC 750X myself. I think he would have had better fun.
Yeah, he would have done. Yeah, would have been a nice bike. But
Get
anyway,
a proper frunk.
exactly. It was small, that one. It wasn't a frunk. I think that's just a cover for something, isn't it? When he lifted that up, I thought there'd be a big hole there, but there's nothing, is it? It's just like a document holder or something. That I think.
I thought it was a label on the bike. Call it a frunk.
Yeah. Ah, we've had Rev Bomb here as well. Oh, you just got in there for here's Rev Bomb. Thanks for popping along. Appreciate it. We're just going to close the stream in a couple of seconds, I think. But
I'll just show you quickly. Steve went to Exmoor for a little holiday, and I went down yesterday. There's the latest acquisition.
Is that one of yours, Nige?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. In addition to the other ones you've got.
Yeah. That'll be number 3.
Wow. Jeez. You do like the dogs. Nice one. That's a nice way to finish. Right, let's have a couple of questions. I turned it into my intro, perfectly adequately sized.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he has.
Anyway, we've got to vote for another 10 minutes, but I am going to disappear. Did I say Picos Paul?
You have now.
I have now. Thanks for coming along. I'm going to have to close the stream. Pardon?
Oh, Howie was in earlier, yeah.
Oh, Howie was in here. How can I forget Howie? Anyway, well, thanks for coming. I'd like to thank Jerry, Flat Cap Cafe Racer, for coming along, and also Alex from the Adventures of Bleary View, Steve from Steve Tomlinson, and also Nige from Tojj29. Thank you all for coming along, making it a wonderful stream, and thanks to all the people in the side chat. Appreciate it, and I hope to see you all next week. So, from us all, bye for now.
Enjoy your last day at work.
Bye, everyone.
My last day? I've got this week, you mean?
Oh, you got a whole week first.
I've got a whole week first, but yeah, I will enjoy it. Don't you worry.
Good.
And then you stop bringing the streams down by talking about work.
No. All right. Take care, everybody. Catch you all later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. Bye.